Hi, my name is Dr. Sandeep Satsangi, and I'm a consultant hepatologist and liver transplant physician at Apollo Hospitals, Bangalore. Today, I'm focusing on a very important topic called as non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Here, I'm going to speak about certain very important key factors which affect the progression of fatty liver into NASH and into NASH cirrhosis. The first important factor which we need to remember is the age of your patient. Aging and reduced physical activity, that is the typical sedentary lifestyle, causes hyperinsulinemia and insulin resistance. In studies, it has been seen that patients whose age is more than 55 years had significantly higher levels of insulin resistance and a higher chance of developing NASH and fibrosis. So, age more than 55 years is a very important risk factor. Also, when your age is more, there is impaired liver regeneration. This is termed as replicative senescence. Also, several other repair processes like autophagy, there is defective autophagy when the patient's age is more. So, age is a very important deterrent to know whether your patient is going into the progressive liver damage, that is non alcoholic steatohepatitis. The very important parameters of metabolic syndrome, which we discussed, which include central obesity, impaired fasting glucose and diabetes mellitus, hypertension, increased triglycerides, and lowered HDL cholesterol. People who have higher amounts of metabolic syndrome, more the amount of metabolic syndrome, has a higher chance of developing non-alcoholic steatohepatitis and subsequent cirrhosis. Diabetes mellitus requires a very important mention over here. Why? Because the relationship between diabetes and NAFLD is two-way. Patients who have NAFLD have at least 2 to 3 fold increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes mellitus. Also, people who have type 2 diabetes mellitus have a higher chance of developing underlying non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, which goes into liver fibrosis and liver cirrhosis. So it is very important that if your patient has fatty liver, you have to screen them for diabetes. If they are not diabetic, you have to be very clear that you have to make sure that this patient does not go on to develop IFG, that is impaired fasting glucose, or diabetes. A very important endocrine abnormality which is often missed is thyroid abnormalities. People of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease often are not screened for hypothyroidism. There are very good studies which show that if your patient of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease has hypothyroidism, their underlying histology is going to be more bad. The chance of having NASH and progressive liver damage is going to be higher. That is the reason it is very important for us to actually find out whether our patient suffers from underlying hypothyroidism or not. Another endocrine abnormality is called as polycystic ovarian disease, which is PCOD, a very common entity seen in young females associated often with metabolic syndrome and obesity. This is also one of the commonest reasons for infertility. It has been seen that people who have PCOD and metabolic syndrome also have coexistent fatty liver. And these patients, because of metabolic syndrome, can also land up with NASH. That is the reason a very pragmatic approach is needed for patients having endocrine abnormalities to find out whether the underlying liver is healthy or not. A very important point I wanted to mention over here is maternal NAFLD and gestational diabetes mellitus. It has been seen that people who have fat, the maternal fat, and who develop gestational diabetes mellitus, they can have maternal dysglycemia. Their kids usually they have large to gestation age babies, and these babies also have metabolic syndrome. They can have offspring obesity and metabolic dysfunction. So this can lead on to childhood obesity and can cause childhood NAFLD. So a maternal metabolic syndrome and maternal NAFLD can lead on to offspring obesity and offspring NAFLD. Thank you.